Hi, everybody. We have some special guests here today that might look familiar from the warehouse sale, but they're going to be showing you all the new sets that they have over there at the warehouse in Illinois, and we're going to be doing some demo here from our side, but we will give them some reins to show you what they have going on over there with the paints.
You probably are like, oh my goodness, we're seeing Doug and Corian like super soon. We had some troubles with shipping getting there in time, which, typical,
Yep.
right? So we are doing a half and half with Ainsley, Jean, Doug, and I. We're having a launch party today. So super excited for that.
Absolutely. Do you want to just check that that's going live?
It's live. Yep.
It's good? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah,
looks
they
like
can
we
on their
have a
end.
few people.
Yay!
Yeah.
Extra help today.
They're gonna love
Hi,
it.
Peggy.
Peggy's always the first one in.
Peggy.
I think that's amazing.
She's like, hi, Ains, Corian, and Uncle Doug. Don't forget Jean. She's in there, too. Yeah. You just can't see her quite yet.
I think Peggy has the tech all figured out.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably got
For sure.
I know.
Exactly.
I need to ask her secrets because I feel like she finds it live faster than I do.
Oh, right?
Yeah. She
Maybe
probably
she should
has
teach
like
the other
a
ladies who are
reminder with
Yeah.
an auto link on there or something like that.
Hi, Janet.
By the time I get in the live, there's usually already one person viewing, and it's always Peggy because she's first to comment. Looks like everybody's jumping in. Hi, Kimmy. She just joined in, too. We probably want to.
Hi, Candy.
That way it doesn't double down.
Yeah, no.
Awesome sauce.
We'll just
probably
wait a
going
little bit for everybody to get in here, so that way they don't feel left behind at the start of our party.
We're going to be doing some amazing colors today. Super excited.
I think Peggy gets to do the master class on linking.
Glenna, hi.
Linking and reminders, Peggy. So that's my touche to you on you wanting me to do more presenting.
Hi, Lynn. You got a full crew here today.
Does anybody have a color that they're most excited for? It is all sets today, but what are you most excited for? Because the formula is way different.
I don't know
personally,
even know what the colors are. We're going to be doing a lot of content. I guess I should scooch over here and say hello.
Uncle Doug
have a disembodied voice. We're going to be doing a lot of content over the coming weeks with this product. So fun.
Yeah, so fun. Looks like we have plenty of people in here, Ains, if we want to.
Perfect.
Shimmy down.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to give you guys a quick little triple view. Look at that.
Nice.
Up here.
Can we high five, Ains?
Slow.
Oh, bam.
Oh, wait, it's the opposite.
Yeah, go other way. How funny.
Yeah, I guess if I high five.
Hi, Renee. So good to see everybody. So this is our first one, and I'm just going to lay them out flat so there's a little bit easier to see here.
So quick rundown. We're going to have Corian and Doug show you the intro sets that we're offering today. And then we will get into some of the demos after they're done showing the product. Do you want to pop that up at the top of the screen?
Maybe a different, more down angle on that.
It's still pretty
that's
shiny.
That'll pick up the colors a little bit better.
There we go.
These are essentials. So this one is the smaller bundle of the bundles we have today. There are 12 colors in the essentials. So this is just like if you want a little, like all the basics and don't want to spend as much money, but still get the product today at a discounted price. then this is definitely the one for you because these are all absolutely fantastic colors.
They're gorgeous.
Do you want to tell them the color names? Corey, can you read those off, but with the bottles?
Yeah, we'll come and do a close-up of each.
And I can tell
And then-
them what the equivalent is, because these are based on all of our current pigments. They're just with the formula, the new formula.
This is essentials here.
So we have black.
So this would be the same pigment as onyx.
And then inkwell purple.
Okay, so that's just like our elderberry. Same pigment.
Turn. And then we have cobalt blue.
So that's like our lapis.
Dusty purple. I like that one.
And that one's like chalcedony.
Cute.
I was wondering how to pronounce that one.
Chalcedony. Yeah.
Chalcedony.
Yeah,
I know a bunch
Peggy had
of
to teach
people
us,
used
and it
to.
took me a minute.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This one is verdigris blue.
Right, so that's just like our verdigris.
Then we have pale green.
Which is like our green opal.
I really like that one too. Then we have rust orange.
Okay, and that's like our rust.
This one is amber yellow.
Which is like topaz.
Matches my ring.
Yeah, look at that.
Ainsley, didn't Ainsley design the lion ring?
She did. She 3D modeled that.
Guess what, ladies? If you have a vintage stash, that's coming in your shipment this month.
Ooh. Ainsley's like, hey, send me a stash too.
Then we have sepia brown.
I have some at home for you then. And that one is like cedar or clay.
And then we have crimson red.
Which is like garnet.
Yes. Reminds me of Superman. Then we have bright pink.
Which is like our neon pink.
And then our last one is white.
Right, which is like our marble.
Beautiful.
And Avanda, for the differences, is this formula is basically, it's in between a full powered paint and and our stain, so it's more pigmented than the stains. We basically took this and we did testing as much as possible to figure out, okay, we want to give as effective of a paint for just simply wiping it on and doing it in one singular step. So this is a much easier to use. It goes on way better than the stain would per se, while giving you that nice lighter finish compared to the paints because they're not as heavy. And so this formula is definitely, we made it to be perfect for its use.
For antiquing, right? So
Yes.
it's like a brush on, wipe off, or buff in, and in one step.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Let me know when you guys are ready for me to set up the second set.
So as far as effects that you can achieve, it's like an easier to use formula. I think the effects are going to be similar, but the layering is different.
So let's show you this piece here, for example.
Oh, that's a good one to do.
This is a very, cover my face. This is a very hard piece to actually paint on.
Copy this link.
It doesn't like to get in the grooves, but this new formula did tremendously and fantastically on this piece, getting into the grooves to really antique it the way that we would like it to.
I would say that it allows you to have that semi-translucent, that's why we call it a glaze, property.
Oh,
it sticks to the metal better than stain does.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Renee, I just put the link there in the comments, but you guys can buy these. Jean, isn't it retail site only right now? Because we can't Or we didn't
Correct.
already
Yes, we will be
on
eventually
wholesale yet?
launching these on wholesale as well. But for today, we have these sets that are just available on vintage.com under the new section. So if you don't want to shop with Carter, just go to vintage.com and then select new products, and you're going to find them right there at the top. So we'll be next week. I'm going to do a color class because Ainsley's going to be traveling. But I'm going to be doing a color class with a lot of these colors.
Where are you going, Ains?
I'm going on a trip with friends to Oregon, so we're just going to the coast.
Oh, fun. That'll be super fun.
We can, I think, do our next one.
Our next one, that's a big one.
Have fun setting
the
that
next
one
ones
out.
are both big, so which one do you want to put up next? What's easiest?
Oh,
Well, we're already laid out with one.
I'll start laying these puppies out, but I think I'm gonna have to go way higher. So my face is gonna be a little covered, but that's okay.
Yeah, so that last one was $49, right?
Yes.
If they can't read the top very easily.
And all the information on what's included and everything is on vintage.com. These are not on the live shop.
Right, and these prices won't last super long, just during the launch window period, so take advantage of these sets while you can. Gosh, look at all those pretty colors. What do you guys think about the branding? We took some time to design these and make it really just kind of universally appealing, so hopefully you like it.
I personally like the black label. I
Yeah,
think it makes the paints look really vibrant.
And these are they're metallic, so it's not exactly black. It's like a charcoal over a silver foil label. So I think it just kind of communicates the quality of what you're getting, which is amazing.
All right. So let me just scoot my camera just over a tad.
So this represents every standard color that we're releasing in Antique, which are all of our original pigments. So if you've had this in Ultimate Paint or Ultimate Stain, these are all the same pigments, but with the new formula.
Yes.
Yes.
Not the same formula. Same pigments, new formula. If you go to the listings on vintage.com, it will also give you a full listing of all the colors that are included in a graphic representation and a list format as well.
Yes. Aren't these gorgeous, Kimmy? She commented and said gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I just think it's so appealing.
It
We
is.
have to wait to use our vintage branding again on a product. So it took a little while to full circle back here, but I am really excited about the Antique because there's so many applications, and in the coming weeks, you're going to find out just how versatile this product is.
And you can use these on like pots and ceramic and stuff too, right?
Yes. So when we get to that point, which I'm still figuring out our schedule for releases, when we start to release the larger sizes, and we'll do that in waves. When we do that, I'm going to be doing some demos on larger projects. So I've got some previews and sneak peeks on DIY with Vintage on that. So be looking forward to that as well.
So it's probably pretty important for you ladies to snatch up these, let's just call them sampler kits for the larger sizes. Because then you can test and see if you like the color. And then if you do and you want to buy the larger size later, this is the perfect opportunity to do that because it's on sale right now.
And these are really great for all your same jewelry applications. I'm going to say having it in this size is superior. I've worked both ways. out of the small bottles and out of the larger bottles. It's a lot harder to do jewelry.
Small stuff, yes.
Yeah, with the bigger containers.
That makes sense.
So if you're looking to do it on a large surface, get the big jars. If you're looking to do it on jewelry or anything that's, you know, a smaller application, for sure use the smaller bottles because of the, you know, the dripper bottle application. You'll see how we use that a lot in the demos.
So Ellen's wondering if all of the ones that were in the previous set, are those in this set?
They are, yes. We just wanted to give an option for to have a pared down like essential set if people wanted to try it out before they got all the colors. We just wanted to give that smaller quantity option too.
Sure.
So yes, the answer is yes.
Awesome sauce. All right, well let's go through and name these off, and then we can hop on over.
You can give I mean, it's okay. I don't think you need to do that, Corian, because it's everything that we've done before. So I just wanted to do that with the smaller set because I wanted them to know which ones they were getting.
Okay.
But this is everything, so they should know what everything
it's
is already.
Okay.
So you can probably
and then the
do
last
the
one's
metallic.
gonna be the metallic.
Everything in the color, standard colors,
Yes.
not specialty colors.
Correct.
Okay. So we're gonna take off this complete.
I was telling Doug and Corian that I think it was kind of a happy accident that we didn't get our full set here today because now we get to see everybody together.
Mm-hmm. It's a real party this time around.
Woohoo! We should have gotten party hats or something.
That would have been fun.
And little
possible.
It's
also possible that we didn't ship.
money to see Doug in one of those party hats. What do you think?
Oh man.
Yeah, put on a filter. Maybe that'll.
Like a party hat
the only way
filter.
you're gonna get.
If it was Google or something, we could probably do that.
Yeah, Gene, I was going to say that I think that original shipment didn't have actually all the colors that we're showing here too.
Okay, yeah.
It was our initial promo set, but it didn't contain every single color. What we're showing today does.
Perfect.
And then as for the sets today, we just have an essentials set, a standard set, and then a metallic set. So metallics are not in the standard set. It's just all of your basic colors.
This has 22.
So this would be a really good one to pair with the 32 piece set.
So a little bit about the antiques in the metallics and the iridescence. This is the same formula that you've seen in Ultimate Paint. It's just rebranded. So if you love the new labeling and branding and are excited about it, these are the same, it's the same formula. But we picked out only the colors that really worked well for antiquing. So we're demonstrating anything that you see here. You can use your Ultimate Paint formula, and it works in the same way. The metallic paints are a little bit different than our opaque ones because of the metallic pigments in them. So you're going to see us buffing these in the same way that you would do with your stains. So if you see the description on the website, it'll say same great formula, new branding. Now with the last set that we showed, new formula, okay? So that's the difference here. If you're wondering, these are the same formula that you are used to.
Yep.
But we're going to be just showing, when we show it as an antique, we're going to be showing different techniques with it than what you're used to.
Okay, that makes sense. So same formula, different branding for the metallics.
Yes.
Cool. Cool beans. Avonda says, wow, so pretty. Killing my pocketbook.
So now these ones, there are
not
how many
in the
metallics and how
32.
iridescents? Looks like we've got 2 rows of 1, 2,
4,
3,
7, 8.
14.
8
2,
iridescent.
4, 6, 8. And there's a glaze.
Right, and we just did the matte
And
glaze
14 normal.
for this set because to go with the feeling of antique. Everything that we chose here is
Clear
within
matte.
that realm and theme. So you'll see there's some colors that are not available in antique that are available in ultimate paint. We won't be adding those to this line just because they don't behave in the same way that is conducive with the techniques that we're using. So that's, if you're wondering, that is why.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that the pigment is the same, but the paint is not the same. So some of the pigments we use, but the paint itself is different for the application.
Yes, on the standard colors.
Standard colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Jean, not Aunt Jean, Jean
Yes.
in the comments, Jean. She said, I jumped the gun a little bit. I will have to email you for a refund for the essential kit because she wants the full kit.
Ah, yes.
So do that. And then Ellen here, the metallics are not included in the complete set, no, but there is shipping on these. But if you place multiple orders, we will merge your orders together, so it's only one
not
shipping.
all of these meet the free shipping threshold, so it doesn't matter.
Besides, even
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
so-
Yeah, at every set there's going to be free shipping because it's included in the, we have free shipping over $39.
Okay.
So these will ship free.
Nice.
Yes.
We'll still combine your orders.
The prices will it's going to be a limited time that these prices are available. I would say no longer than a week. So they might run through the demo next week, but not much longer. So I would take advantage of it while you can.
Yes.
And we will
they'll
start
give you
shipping.
somewhat of a discount on the site for getting a bundle, but not like this.
Probably Wednesday.
It's a big discount.
Because we still have all the...
It's kind of like a bonus for people. So even if you already have metallic colors, it's a good idea to get this bundle because it's a better price than what you can get.
That makes sense.
Who doesn't want the cool new packaging?
I know. Like me, I like everything to be just like beautiful. So I would get them just because I like the label. That's just me.
Right. Well, that, and then you have your separate bottle for antiquing, and then your other bottle for more of like the more opaque and more painty
for sure.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not to confuse anybody, the antique in these standard colors is a brand new formula. So we'll be mostly concentrating our demo on that today.
Nice, wanted to also add that these will be shipping as early as Wednesday. So get your orders in, and the fastest orders coming in will be the quickest ones going out too.
Right. Because we're gonna, after we're done here today, we're gonna be shipping the Corian Lutes along with the Ventus stashes and last week's warehouse orders. So you guys.
And if we forgot to mention it on Friday, but if you want just this last month's loot, there's 5 of them. If you want an extra one, or if you haven't signed up for it and you just want the May one, it's available on the live shop as a separate product.
So if you don't want to commit to the subscription just yet, but you really, really liked that one, you can go ahead and just buy the single month.
Right. And there's only 5 of those available that we set aside for that purpose.
Better get them up. They're so cute. I love what Ainsley did with them.
I tried my best.
It's like her butterfly that she did that you sent is like one of our best performing reels right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the one of her like painting it, I think?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Debbie, it
So
is
good.
on vintage.com for the paints. If you're asking about the loot leftovers, those are on the live shop.
So Debbie came in a little bit late. She says she almost missed it. Are these in the live shop now? So these are not in the live shop. These are available to be purchased on the retail site only, and I'll drop that link right in the comments for you.
Perfect. Are you just putting the new section in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
that way they can follow the link if
You can
it's
also buy them here on Carter. If Ainsley, if you wanna, we can pop up the other sets too.
So we have Carter that goes into retail site too.
Yes,
Carter order.
Yes.
it does.
Good job, you guys.
The essentials
I didn't know you.
are
I
Good
didn't know you
job,
set that up.
Ainsley.
cart 100.
Good
Ainsley
job.
is so good at tech.
I know.
I
Can you
said I
believe
didn't know
it?
we had any Carters going into our regular retail.
Yeah.
So great job, Ainsley.
Yeah, no problem. So
I like
the
that even better
essentials,
than your
cart
butterfly.
100. The complete standard colors, cart 101, and the complete metallic colors are cart 102.
So there's 3 sets, Debbie. Let me I don't know if I'll be able to lay them all out.
And then
So
the two sets, if you're gonna get all of the sets, skip the first one, because all of the colors in the essentials are in the complete standard colors.
Yep.
So if you want all of the colors, buy the complete and then buy the metallic.
We're getting a report
Yes,
that
if you want all the colors.
that we don't have stock levels in those, so we have to maybe check on that. I'll have to see.
Oh.
Hey, Jean.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting some reports that we might not have stock levels showing available in the.
They can purchase them. Inventory's not tracked.
So it
Yeah,
might drive it to negative. So
they
disregard
should
it
go
if it says out of stock. You should still be able to place the order.
Yeah, because it doesn't say out of stock on mine.
Yeah, should be set up properly. If for any reason Carter's giving you problems, they're available right under the news section. I believe Corian said she was putting it in the comments, the link in there as well.
I think she's talking about this stuff, not the sets.
Oh, maybe not the sets.
Yeah, it's got to be the
Yeah,
sets.
so the individual colors are not available yet for order.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And then for Jean's question, cart 100 and cart 101, I wouldn't recommend getting together because the essentials, so what's inside cart 100 is inside cart 101 because that is a larger pack.
Yep. It's a larger
set. There are
because there's
3 sets that we're offering today.
Yeah, there's 32 colors in that complete standard for cart 101, and then those 12 colors in cart 100 are inside the cart 101 because there's only 12. So I would just get, if you're skipping the metallics, just get the cart 101.
Yeah.
Which is the full besides the metallic.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, if you're looking at the individual colors, those are not launched yet. We're only doing the sets for today. Those will come out in the coming weeks, possibly by next week when I do the color class. So we're going to be getting ready for that. You might get to see me twice. That might be my master class week too. I might be teaching 2 times.
Also, we have a lot of fun materials for you guys today as well.
Do you want to change this view to that view?
Yeah, I could do that. Give me 1 second.
Before they pop off, then they can Doug and Corey can ooh and ah over your stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
we're gonna tune in and maybe have some food and watch you guys take off on this launch party.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. We have
Perfect.
more materials than normal. Do you know what this is? Air dry clay.
No, it's not.
What?
Polymer clay.
Polymer clay. What?
She got you real quick on that one.
Bam.
Nope.
Okay, well, you can also do air dry clay, but this is polymer.
More jewelry. Okay, so polymer is better for jewelry, which is mostly what the projects that we're doing today. Air dry is better for bigger projects.
And then we have a whole variety of colors for you guys to see all of these on.
Let's do our bye-byes.
So we've got some samples that we've done. We'll do a little bit of leather today. Mostly metal, though, is what we're going to be concentrating
We
on.
also did a little thing where we used our... Let's see if I can get this to focus. Maybe not. It doesn't like me. But we just basically, we took a piece of filigree and a hammer and we stamped it into the leather and did a wipe on the leather.
So fun techniques today. We will let Corian and Doug get to shipping. Thank you guys for helping us out with showing the sets, and it's fun to have everybody together. So
High five again. We do the right. Whoop.
I'm gonna go right over here. Love it.
How
Looks more
awkward.
like a cat fight.
Yeah, it's like.
So funny.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have fun with Ainsley.
Okay, can you fix that camera?
yeah, we'll do that.
Because it's very close right now.
Woo!
More and then down.
I can't go any lower than that.
I usually zoom out more.
Okay. Yep.
There, that's better.
How's that?
Better. I am now not a whale or a hippo face, as Corian says.
Hippo face.
Well, yeah, because she'll be like this. You know, it's like them in the water and you just see the eyes. Sorry, guys, I bumped into that phone. Okay. We have so much to do stuff on, but just...
Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to try to not,
I'm just going to go full
this.
screen so that they don't have to deal with that.
Okay.
She messed up her
Sorry,
camera
it
holder.
came off. You just went to the full screen demo?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll give you guys a little peek. I'm going to actually pull this camera up so it focuses better.
Oh, this moved. Okay. I see what happened. We've got our camera stuff clamped here with C-clamps. And if you try to move it at all, sometimes the whole thing comes undone. I told your dad that he has to come build us a custom thing that's bolted in.
Volunteered.
Yes, voluntold. That's how we do. As he
This
gets
was silver to
voluntold.
begin with to give you guys a little perspective. One of these. Here's the one that I was showing you guys earlier. Look, it's a thimble. I like doing that with this one. I don't know how effective it would be with that hole there, though. Peggy said, that's what you do when you're married. You volunteer your partner.
Yep. He gets a lot of that. How is that?
It's a hippo face right now.
It's a hippo face. I think the problem is that maybe that's the problem.
It needs to be higher.
How's that?
Or lower, actually. Now it's just my hair. Now it needs to be zoomed out because it's just really zoomed out. Out. You're too close. Then go a little lower.
All right, well, let's just not worry about that camera for a second. And we will just go to the front demo until I can get this reset here. You know what you could do is, do you want to put the upper corner one that's the full length?
What are you talking about?
The full size of you, but it's up in the upper.
I don't have that.
Oh.
Because we never do that anymore.
Okay.
I can create it, but just yet it's gonna take me a second.
Well, while they're doing that, while you're doing that,
just give us a second here, guys. Sorry. It's not my fault. It's her fault.
I should have had you do that in the beginning. While we're doing that, do you guys have any more questions? Feel free to pop those in while we're getting the view changed over. Look at the technical tool that we're going to use a lot of today.
I'll make myself into a 3x4.
There you go.
Okay, almost there, guys.
I'm glad Ainsley's doing this part of it because I would be...
Lost?
Yes. Unable. Woo! Look at that. It worked.
Okay. Now you can see me as I do the demo here. Also necessary to today. Dun dun dun. Paper towels.
Technical tools.
Very technical tool here. And then also we will potentially be releasing a little
We've got a little, like, a polish cloth that's really great for
using it.
But we figured
We'll
might come
start
out
with
next
our
week.
least technical tool here on hand that you guys are going to already have. Hopefully. Or something equivalent, a rag or a washcloth works too.
Okay, mine answered earlier, wondering about blending with the other products, or is this just standalone? You can use it with the other products. We're really going to focus on the simple antiquing. Now, if you notice, like when we were using the stain, the main difference that you're going to notice is a one-step application without the buff technique that we did with the brushes. So I think what we should do is start off with doing something like this butterfly, which I don't know if it got buried in here somewhere.
Which one?
This one. Where's the sample one? I'm looking for
it's right here.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So something like this, we can do it in a color instead. So this is going to be a one-step application instead of like buffing in for a million years. It's going to be really a lot easier to do. So I think we'll start off with the technique where you're just going to apply it to your mat, get your paper towel saturated, and buff it in.
And what color did you use for this sample?
So I used onyx, but I'm going to have you use...
You mean black?
Yes, I used black, but I'm going to have you... We're going to have to...
Black, not onyx. Black, guys.
Gonna have to think. And then but I'm going to have you use cobalt blue to do it so that you can see it in the color. Okay. This is my homemade label because we didn't get our shipment. This is what's happening with our packages lately. We needed something for a class that Ainsley's going to be teaching when that's officially announced. We will make sure you guys get the link to it, but she's doing it as a cooperative effort with another company. And we needed materials for the class, and they came about a week after we needed them.
Yeah.
So it's just, unfortunately, we had like a lot of buffer time for the official launch samples to come in, and shipping missed the window. So you get my paper label on this color.
And then they just drip this on their mats, right?
Yes. Yep.
So put it on your piece, just put it on your mat. I'm going to put it down here in this corner. Really generous amount. We're going to be using our super technical.
Yeah, so I actually like to do this, which I'm going to just show you so you can show them and just make a corner so that they can really get it saturated up.
Really technical. These tiny little squarish shapes, and you get a little corner here.
So it becomes like your own brush, and I would even put more on it than a bigger pile of it than that, so you get it really saturated. So you could do this with a rag as well. These are just super smooth paper towels that you can use that we're using today. I think it's like the Viva brand.
Yeah, it is.
Is that right, Viva?
Yeah, we like our Viva paper towels. Okay. Now we're going to buff this in here. So I'm just going to go over rubbing. And you'll notice, wow, there's no bubbles here. There's no weird bubbles here that I have to pop. That's crazy.
So you can keep going and buffing with more, or you can leave this kind of light effect, but it's really just going to settle in all of your grooves. So you can see the difference between kind of a medium color and the black that we used on the earlier piece. So I would just buff it until it's streaky, but it's like, as you can see, there's enough color saturation already in there with just doing that much. And then go ahead and lift it up so that they can see like the difference between the two colors. So really the difference here is just what color you use. So this original sample that I did for the advertisement is black.
And then I use cobalt blue, right?
Yes.
Very different feelings here.
So AvandaVintage.com. So most of the Monday content material, when you're tuning in on Mondays, is going to be directing you to Vintage.com.
Yep.
So what do you want to do next? How about this dragonfly? Or wait, now let's do a dark piece. Let's do this one. And let's do light color like white or pale green. Where's white? Did white not come here?
Is that it? No.
No.
I don't think we have it.
I might have left that at home. Sorry, guys. Guess we will do pale green.
Oops, sorry, I'm not on screen. I was trying to show you the pale green here, and I was failing tremendously, clearly. Try and make sure this is dry. It appears to be mostly dry. Generous. Puddle.
And I would switch paper towels.
Definitely switch paper towels.
You can do that on a couple of things. I would do that on the sunburst, which pretty much everything that we're demonstrating today on, you can find on Vintage.com. If there's a piece that you're like, ooh, really have a question about, we can send you a link to that. So the difference between if you were to do this with, let's say, our paint, it's going to cover most of the details of the piece. It won't just really settle in the way this will.
Ah! It's okay, guys.
You can do the back too.
No, I didn't mean to. I was just trying to pick it up more.
So when make sure you're working it in versus just rubbing across the top. Because if you're rubbing it across the top, it's just going to wipe it off versus really working it in. Especially when you're doing light on top of dark. You really have to get the product in there. And if you're finding, hey, it's not really settling in there, you're probably not using enough. So I would say maybe put more on your mat and get more into your paper towel.
It seems to be settling in there.
So maybe pick it up because it's hard to see on camera that it's settled in.
It just isn't dry yet.
Ooh, that looks so nice and antique-y. And look at the difference between that and the verdigris blue. So this is pale green. And then earlier we did a verdigris blue. If you want to show that one next to it. So same exact technique used on this one. The only thing I did differently is I went ahead and highlighted with a reliefing block on the other one. So we could probably show that as well, what that looks like. This is also going to dry pretty similar to what the stain does. But you'll find that it sticks better and you don't have to just like squirt it on and leave it there for a long time before you relief it. Yeah, so there's, over the coming weeks, we're going to be showing you different applicators. Excuse me. We'll do brushes, we'll do paper towels, we'll do rags. There's a lot of ways, but mostly what we're going to be showing is buffing it into the product.
You want me to show another with this color?
So so another fun application that I did for this one with this color was actually apply it with the nozzle tip to the filigree. Okay, so this is, you can show them what it's going to look like. So this looks like it could have been dry brushed, which can be kind of difficult to do. Also with the stain, if you try to do this, it doesn't like to stick. So basically what I did for this is use the nozzle to outline the filigree. So you really kind of just like loosely apply it to the whole top of it using the tip of your tool, your bottle. Yes, Lisa, it is an enamel / resinous product. Just like the paint and the stain, it's just a different concentration of formula. So it makes it just really easy to apply. And it's just really great for antiquing, for getting the perfect concentration onto your piece. So sometimes the paints are like, when you're not trying to do like an enamel looking piece, they're very concentrated and it's hard to get the right type of consistency for that particular technique. And so a lot of times you'd find when we were doing a patina effects, we were mixing paint and stain in different concentrations to get that feeling. And so this just does it all for you. So it's really like goof proof. We were trying to figure out, how do we create a product that you don't have to think about mixing, blending, it goes on in one step without having to go too light-handed on your brush or too heavy-handed on it or multiple coats. And this just really does it all. Yes, Doug said they can start shipping orders as early as Wednesday if you purchase the sets. Do you want to put up the standard color set at the top for people who are joining later?
Can you do it?
Let me see. Do I hit this one?
Yes.
Okay. And this one.
That's metallic.
Oh,
look
that
at the
one.
name. Yeah. You can go put it back to the comments.
Okay. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake with doing this side of stuff. So this one, no paintbrush, no nothing. And Ainsley's just applying the tip, applying with the paint bottle tip, your antique tip. And you can see how it's just like lightly glazing the surface, sticking to it really well, and staying in the grooves and highlighting all the details. It's really great for filigree. You could do this with the paint by dry brushing it and get a similar effect, but it's going to be thicker. And it requires kind of a very special technique to do that, to get it applied as lightly as you need to. That's probably good.
Yeah, I was just finally getting that a little bit.
So as you can see, this is just settling really beautifully into all of the details as it's drying. And it's going to look just like this. It looks like maybe, you don't have to, it looks like multiple colors here almost, doesn't it? Just because of it, the way it's settling, but it's not. This is all just one application. Yes, isn't it a beautiful? And so this is the pale green. You can get this. This is going to be in our, in this set. Everything that we're showing here will be included. What do you want to do next? Ooh, why don't you do one of the bead caps? So these are the two that I did before.
I'm gonna do this one just because I want to use this pale green that I put on here. So
I haven't tried that one yet. That'll be fun.
So let's.
That's our acorn bead cap, which is a favorite. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm assuming Wendy is vintage today. We all take turns.
It seems like it.
I don't know what it is about Monday mornings, but I'm always froggy, so sorry for clearing my throat constantly, guys. I know, my favorite color is green too, Corian. Love it. All shades of green. And ones that are kind of like bluish too. Blue-green. Forest green used to be my favorite color when I was in my early 20s. My car was that color. My fingernails were that color.
I also have these, which are both stained. I'll do this one. This is our original.
Yeah, so why don't you do that one, because that has very, very...
no, I just said I was going to do it.
Yeah. So that one has very, very fine details, which things tend to roll off. Is this one our... I think this is the Inkwell Purple. Let's just make sure. Yep. So this one is the one that's very similar to our elderberry, which we did a lot of techniques with previously. And I think for this one, I used some of this, and I used some of our sepia brown as well. So after you do that, just show them one petal that you've done. And again, if it's coming off lighter like that, then just make sure you have enough product. That's looking really good.
Well, here's that petal. Definitely different from this one. Oops. I should just stick it on my finger.
You could do it like a thimble, like you were doing earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe that's what I should do.
Yeah.
Seems to be a little bit easier.
Yes, I noticed you were showing them that way earlier.
Well, I said like, oh look, it's a thimble.
You're a little off screen. So really super quick, easy application. Oh, are you gonna try? You're gonna put some of that on too. So this is the sepia brown, which I think this already looks pretty similar to natural grass, but you can really get it looking that way if you use these two colors. This one tends to be very, very warm and golden feeling when you put it on top of metal, which is beautiful. Yes, these are great for that.
Let me just
show the difference. Yeah. So if you want to change the tone of any of your pieces, this is a really great way to do that. Let's do this silver pewter stamping next. While Ainsley's getting her colors out, this is the example piece that I did, and I did these two colors with it as well. So you can see how it can change the entire tone of your piece. So this started out just like that one.
And I'm guessing you did the same two colors?
So yeah, I started out with the sepia brown, and then I went with, and I would say probably putting this down so you can really get some good pressure on it is a good idea. And then I went in with the inkwell purple afterwards. It just kind of, so this we layered two colors. This one you can just kind of change the whole tone of it. And if you want it a little bit more antique-y, you can add some of that inkwell purple as well.
Everybody's talking about their lunches.
I know, it's making me hungry for soup and thirsty for lavender oat matcha. Ooh, Coke Zero. Just that color is also nice. Yes, for sure.
Did I layer that too quickly?
You probably, yes. And also, I just kind of work back and forth with the colors.
I'll let this dry a little more.
But yeah, you can just go in and add, like, what I would do is you don't really have to wait. You just kind of go in and add a little bit of toning that way, right? And then you can just go back in with a little bit of sepia brown on top of that.
So tapping method, guys.
Yeah. So you can dab. If you don't want to do like two wipe-ons and you want to do like a variegated color, you just kind of model it. Think about it like using it like a sponge or stippling effect, but you're using your paper towel to do it. We're getting a really pretty little like paint pool in there, aren't we? Do you want to show them the difference between kind of a heavier yours I think is a little bit lighter application, and then the earlier one was a heavier application, this one right here.
Yeah.
So this really just tones the metal differently. If you want to keep the silver undertones, there's one that I did that's just Fair Degree Blue. And this one is just doing the buff in. So what's nice is you get like still some of the metal sheen coming in with it.
And this is how this started. Do you want to show them anything other than buffing?
You want to show them how this one's drying?
She's still a little bit wet, but
In the in-between phases.
yep.
So do you want to pick one of these, maybe this one? And I think what I'd like you to do next is layer colors. So this one I did kind of like I toned it with the Inkwell purple and the sepia brown, and then I added some colors in layers around the outside, like these two. Yes, Debbie, that is an amazing idea on all the Green Girl pieces, because then you see all of the beautiful details, but then you get a really gorgeous color wash in settling into all the fine lines. So you can create kind of a tone on the metal by just brushing it over the whole thing, or modeling it as well if you want it to have like spots and it looks like it's aged differently versus, and then you can just take and do that stippling effect that we were showing earlier. Can you still use the heat gun and resin? Yes, you can. So all of the other great properties that you've come to expect with our original Ultimate paints are going to be applicable in these, with these products as well, with the antique. So you can still use all the same techniques. So I really like super buffing this in. Maybe to give it a different look too, we could use some of the pale colors in the outside, so it's not exact replication of the other one. But if you, the more you like push it into the grooves instead of like lightly gliding it over it, then it settles in like an antique would. and then just use that same thing to swipe across it so that it really highlights the details. So you're kind of like squeegeeing it in there. Ooh, I like the way some of that color is collecting in the center too. It's making it look super aged. Thanks, Lynn. Lynn said she's loving this.
Awesome.
You'll recognize quite a few of the pieces that we're demonstrating on today are also in the new section on vintage.com. So if there's any of them that you really want to play with more of, you can pick them up there while you're shopping for your sets. Ooh, that's looking really pretty. Lisa says, stunning work, Ains.
Thank you.
She's got her concentrated face going on right now.
And then once these were dry, we would just highlight them with our reliefing block. Oh.
Very pretty.
Okay.
Let's see. What do you want to do next? Do you want to do like the butterfly maiden and do?
We haven't even done any of this.
I know, but I want to kind of close out metal. So I want you to experiment with layering color on her, maybe on natural brass, since we've shown it on top of solid brass before. And we'll give you all of these colors. And maybe I'll grab you a couple of metallics that you can use as well. This one's, here it is, violet, but I'm going to grab you a couple of metallic colors. Because remember, we are going to be able to be using these with that same feeling. If I can find, I was looking for Scarab Wing. Where did you go?
This is just
Where's our
the
metallic
Dusty
green?
Purple, I believe is the new name that I'm starting with.
Yep.
Don't have enough room on screen anymore, and I'm just going to go right in the center part. Her.
I'm going to grab this metallic lavender. I'm going to put a few colors out for you. Just put them right off to your right. It's nice that we have a full range of light colors and dark colors, so you can create a contrast in all of your different pieces that you have. So we have a metallic pink, a metallic lavender, and a metallic copper here that I I'm setting aside for you.
This is that metallic pink. Look how beautifully she mixes with that. Can you give me more of that metallic pink?
Yes. So this is kind of that same like buffing in idea where you're not covering the whole piece. You still want some of the metal to show through. And so by using that buffing motion, then you still see the natural brass that she was created in or finished in.
What is the neon pink's name?
Bright pink.
Okay, our bright pink is going here. Running out of paper towels here because we have so many colors going on.
Well, you can, when you're doing a multicolor finish, you can use the same one. It's just if you were switching projects and wanting to do a single color, then I think it's good
This is the copper.
I will make you some new squares. How's that sound?
Sounds helpful.
Yeah, so Sherry, the part of our launching the metallics as antiques in the antique line is for us to be able to simplify the process. So you might be wondering, why do we have the same kind of formula in antique and in ultimate paint? When thinking about how to explain our product line to people who aren't familiar with everything that you can do with it and really boil it down to some really easy to understand techniques, we were thinking, well, we don't really want to leave the metallics out of that process. So for those of you who already have metallics, it's a really great really great opportunity to get them at a discounted price. Really great deal. Plus the branding's really beautiful.
I need that poked.
Oh, you want it the tip cleared?
Yeah.
So it's really just to make it easy to educate people how to use the product with an easy technique. And it just says what it does right in the title of the product. So because the metallic formula was already a little different than our solid colors, these really just function that way already. We had to do some tweaking to our formula to get the antique to behave just this way with all the standard colors. Ooh, I really like her. She's very pretty. And then you still have that undertone of the natural brass coming through. Lisa says, even my bare copper gets painted these days. I will always tarnish because that's what copper does. Painting it ensures the look stays the same years from now. Yes, it sure does.
Ta-da! She's still drying.
Ooh, I like what you did there. So can you recall what are all the colors that you used? So we had pale green that you used last, right? We had metallic copper.
We started with chalcedony as our base.
Which is dusty purple.
Dusty purple, yes.
Yeah.
And then after the dusty purple, I went in with the metallic pink on the center and the edges. Then after the metallic pink, I went in with our bright pink in this little center area here. Not the lady, just the sides of her. In the middle, I did the metallic copper. And then I did verdigris right here and here.
Verdigris blue.
Yep. And then I did pale green right over top that verdigris. And then I did metallic purple here at the bottom, just for a little highlighting.
Love her. Avant-garde. Let's reset all of your, let's get some of those, your tissues out of your way. And maybe we
am
can...
going to use them again?
Nope.
We're done with tissues?
No, we're not done with them.
I just keep using the same ones, though.
Oh, okay. I was just going to kind of clean up.
No, it's fine. They can't see it anyway.
So
I don't want to, like, restart each and every other one.
My brain could work. This one's so pretty.
What are we working on next, though?
I think that we
want
to do the polymer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best application?
So there's a couple ways that I do this. With the polymer clay, it's going to slide off a little bit differently. So I think we're going to try with this brush, one of our colorful soul brushes, and you're just going to buff in with this.
Okay.
But make sure you're not like going too heavily. We don't want to smash the brush because the metal will scratch the polymer. And then let me make sure I get this dried completely for you because we don't want to dilute
the formula.
Yeah. So what's really cool about this, and we'll do this, we're going to make this look like a glazed piece. Okay. And this is just one of our
verdigris blue,
medium-sized vintage brushes. So you're just going to work it in and put kind of like a thin coat over it. Just really brush across the top so that it almost sweeps it off of the top of it. And you can even take a little paper towel and wipe some of the excess off if you want any more highlights. That's looking pretty good. I don't think you need to, I actually wouldn't touch it. It looks really good. And then I would say, oh, what do I want to do to add? Do I want it to look just like this, or do I want to add a little bit of dimension? I would use maybe some of your other colors. But just understanding that this is going to blend as you're going because it's still wet. So that will really overpower it. So I would just use like little bits and do it in sections. Peggy and Wendy are plotting about her jury duty getting out of it, I think. How can I get out of it? I've had to do it in the past. It's not the most fun. Then I would say for that one, I would let that dry, and then we will go in with a layer of iridescent antique.
Mm-hmm.
But let it dry at this point because we don't want to dilute it.
Yeah.
So then I would start the base of maybe one other, if you want to pick one other one and do it.
I do want to just add some more dimension here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to finish my edges out here too.
Gonna do kind of like a vignette. So these I just pre-prepped, these polymer clay shapes I did at home for the speed of demonstration purposes.
I'm just dry brushing this brush off so I don't have to get it wet before I just let it sit there so it doesn't get soaked up with paint. Okay.
So I just let that sit for a minute. You know what, since we have the brush out, I would say go ahead and grab a couple of those coins while we're waiting for that to dry and do some colors on those. Because that could be, I think I did 2 of those for a pair of earrings. So as Ainsley's brushing this over the top, just do like are you doing like an ombre or something?
Yeah.
You can see how it settles in and is leaving some of the color visible at the top.
My lovely squeaky chair. You guys love that sound, huh?
I don't know how much you can hear it on the lives.
Who knows?
I don't know that I've noticed it before. Oh, that's great, Lynn. She said she has a bunch of clay pieces she hasn't painted.
Ooh.
So she's enjoying seeing some of these color ideas. Oh, I'm really liking that. Now, would you wipe a little bit off the top so
That's
you
what I
can
was
kind of
gonna
see?
do, but I'm just gonna dry this off quickly before it gets stuck.
You don't have to wipe very hard, just very lightly so that you're not wicking too much of that color out. It's doing a pretty good job of settling, but if you want some of the original to show through, you kind of need to do that. Perfect. And then show them the difference between the 2 of them where you've wiped off and the other one you haven't, if you want to just get it closer to the camera with your hand. Or you could zoom in.
Wiped, not wiped.
While it's still drying, you can tell the difference.
Now I'm just gonna do this one as well.
Do you think that other one's dry? They dry pretty fast.
Not completely.
Not completely.
It's pretty close. There's just a little pool over here in the groove because it's a pretty deep groove. Move these off. I'm sure if I do one more, it will be.
Do
I want to start with this actually. I know it's a really strong color, but
oh, that's perfect. Actually, I have a piece at home that looks like this. That's all done with just the one color. I kind of want to show how you can do that without, having to get too super artsy with it. Just how good it looks in one color. You could even leave it like thickly, kind of somewhat thickly applied like that as well, and let it settle, and it's just going to look like a glaze. So it's just really magic what it can do. And this is sepia brown just over polymer clay. Yes,
Just get a couple.
Cheryl says we hear every little squeak. LOL.
I just need to push my seat
Yes,
back so I'm sitting on the edge.
There you go. If you're not against the backrest, then you don't hear that. Lynn says thanks. Do you mean thanks for scooting up so you don't have to hear the squeaking?
I'm torturing you guys. Just finishing out the back of this piece here.
Do you guys get self-conscious about noises that you make or any kind of idea that you could be annoying? I do.
There's that. This is like mostly dry. This is just ever so slightly not dry right here where there's a big pool.
Right. So I think like one of the main advantages of having the antique is that there's just a lot of control and not having to do multiple layers, and it just gives you a lot of creative flexibility.
Okay.
It does look like a fossil. I agree.
Iridescent colors.
Oh, just for telling the color. She's laughing. Okay, yes. So what iridescent would you like to put on top?
Gold and aqua.
Okay. Blue, gold.
It should be in the back, I
We
believe.
had aqua out the other
It's in the
day.
back.
Okay, I've got gold and aqua here. And I'll just set them aside. I'll just put them out for you. Now, there's a couple of different techniques that I want us to show here.
This is baked.
This has been baked already, yes. I pre-sculpted and baked these. So there's a couple of different things. Ainsley can lay this on as like an very thin overglaze. And then, or also we can buff this in. So there's a couple of options. So I think this one, do you want to just do the overglaze on like a coat on the whole thing? And then maybe on the other examples we can buff in. Poot or toot? What's that mean, Peggy? Yes, this is baked polymer. Annoying might be my love language. That is so funny. Perfect lake focal. Yes, it is. So that was created using one of our pendants. You can show them which one I used to make the polymer piece. When you're done with that, I just used an impression, and then I used a jar to cut out the shape. But yeah, that's one of our, I think it's called like dragonfly reed pendant.
This is the original.
Mm-hmm. So I just used that to create an impression because I didn't have any molds around. They're all like caught up in the studio move. So I used this instead. You could also mold different shapes. This technique works on a molded resin piece as well, which we don't have out today, but we can't show everything all in one day, right? There's just too many things. So what did Lisa ask? She said, great question, Lisa. What's Lisa's question? Sounds that embarrass oneself. Oh, yes, definitely that would be embarrassing if it was live on camera. So, polymer clay, generally they tell you that you can do it in a conventional oven. A lot of people will do it in like a craft oven, like toaster oven that they dedicate to their crafts. Or like we've done it in like a Ranger melting pot before. There's a lot of ways that you can bake it, but I would just say look at the instructions on your polymer clay. I'm not really it doesn't it changes by manufacturer, and we're not really showing one promoting a specific type of clay. So I would say just follow the instructions on the package for that. We just kind of want to show that it can be done both ways.
Can I have some of that copper? Metallic copper?
Mm-hmm. So are you not going to buff in the iridescent?
I already put iridescent on this.
I know. I wanted you to show how
I was going to buff the copper into this.
You're going to buff the copper in. Metallic copper. Okay, cool. If I can find what I did with it, yes. Am I a good assistant, you guys, or do I get too easily distracted? Be honest. I know what Ainsley's going to say. She's going to say, option B. Lisa asked if you can use these on pop-outs. Yes, you can use these on wood as well. They would act like more concentrated than the stain and less concentrated than paints. So they would be more opaque than using the stain on a pop-out. But yes, these will stick to everything that the paints and stains can stick to. But they adhere a little bit better to metal. Ooh, I like what you did there.
So for these ones, to just really get it, really press it into those grooves. And then I'm wiping it off the top with the dry part of my paper towel. Ta-da!
So let's do this. Since we didn't get to show buffing in with the brush into the polymer, let's do a iridescent in your single colored thing.
Yeah, I can take my iridescent gold and put it in there.
And just like buff that into the grooves. So you would just use like a circular motion over the whole piece. And then that will settle just into the recessed areas if you do a whole buffing motion over the whole thing. And it's going to concentrate more into those recessed areas.
I'm just going to do this top part for you guys so you can kind of see the
difference. That's a good idea. How long will they last on my nails? Couple days, hopefully. It takes some scrubbing, not gonna lie, to get it off of your fingernails.
Yeah.
Ainsley gets
I have
sad.
some rainbow nails this week, I guess. It actually doesn't look that bad. It
looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, if I get it off my fingers, it'll look cool.
She's like, I just antiqued my manicure. Can you believe Ainsley does her own nails? Aren't those cool, though? Show them for a second. But no, it will come off. It just takes a minute. Yeah. So if you really don't want to get it on your hands, then I would say use gloves. I just never do. Almost.
We just don't have any here because nobody else would use them.
I get chastised for not using gloves because there's a lot of things I should use gloves with that I don't because I just prefer not to. But I'm got to be stubborn about something, right? We'll save that one for next week. Did you give them a pouty face?
Yeah.
Because I didn't let you do that one. Let's do the leather imprinting. You guys are going to be excited about this technique. It is going to be fun, but I'm going to make you do it in this one. Because look at.
Just give me a snipping.
Because look. But let's clear off a little bit of your area there for.
No,
block.
I was gonna say that anyway because it's.
I think we can start over with paper towels.
Oh, I'm not gonna use that many colors, but
Yeah.
Do you want to bring the trash over here?
No, I'll just take them from you.
Your hands are gonna be good.
That's okay. They're already messy. I don't mind, guys. Painted hands all the time. It doesn't bother me. This works really well too, so I'm going to give you.
All right, don't put that there. Pull the mat up, please.
But then here, actually, let's just do this because don't want to change.
I wasn't going to. I was just gonna have you. I was gonna pull it back down once I was done.
It's dry. This is all dry. It's okay.
God, she's stressing me out.
It's all dry. It's okay.
It's
okay.
I don't like it. This is not how I work, guys. So don't judge me. This is called peer pressure. Where did she put that? Oh, here it is.
Yeah. So though you can use those. The filigree is really the best one.
I don't want this on there, so I'm just cutting it off. I'm putting this over here because this way it's not under the camera. So I'm just putting the bottom first, right? That's what I said, right?
Put it face up. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want the bottom of your piece to touch the top of your leather. As I assault my finger.
You really got that hammered in there. Check out the pattern. So I would do filigree for the rest. It's a little easier to work with. On your left.
I know. I just hit my fingers. Oh, can I do one of these leaves?
Yeah. Yes, you can. I look good in my art or ketchup. Somebody's got a fun sense of humor. Peggy says gloves, Ains.
Not my choice, Peggy.
I mean, you could technically bring your own, but they do look a little funny. I think you just have a little less control with them.
A little hard to do, actually. I don't know that I want to use this.
Don't then.
No, I got it, actually.
You can also tape your pieces down.
That might be a good idea for these medium-sized ones because they're kind of harder to hold on.
But honestly, I think the biggest filigree are the easiest to work with for this technique.
Yeah, I would agree.
While technically you can do it with the smaller ones, it's just a whole lot easier.
I kind of got it here on the edge, just not as much. Okay. And I'm just going to do this guy. I'm going to flatten him out first because it's going to make me
No. You don't need to. Just only use the swirl.
No, I did this last time.
I'm telling you, it works better if you don't.
It's just part of it. I'm not even using this part. It's easier if I don't have to deal with these bumps that are holding it up.
She just wants to get out her frustrations with the difference of the creative process.
No.
Wait, did you guys catch some side-eye there? Did it happen on camera? Also, that's very deep. You probably could go half that and still get an impression, because I think you're getting just only the tops and not the bottoms of that. What do you think?
I got the bottoms
did
too.
It go,
yeah.
Like not quite as deep though?
It didn't go as deep, but it's still there. Okay, that's enough. Otherwise, I'm going to get nitpicked at if I continue to do this. And I don't want that.
So look for a complementary color that you want to do. I think the inkwell purple would look really pretty in there, or the sienna brown. What do you think?
I was thinking inkwell.
And then you can buff this in just like you would the polymer or the metal.
Guys, she acts like this, like I wasn't the first person to test this for her.
I'm talking to them, not to you.
It sounds like you're talking to me.
Oh, I think you're just being silly.
No, it sounds like you're talking to me. Because I was going to explain this, I go.
Janet says, "Yup, well deserved." They think that you're justified in your side eye.
Exactly. See? They're even on my team.
On your team.
I dipped my hand in paint, so I was trying to.
Okay, make sure as you guys are doing this, I'm gonna address them, not you, because I really am talking to them. I'm just giving helpful tips.
Really rubbing it in here nice and hard so that the stuff on the top will come right off.
Right. And make sure that you're wiping it off as you go so it only settles in the grooves. It's gonna stain the top of the leather as well. It'll change the color of it, but then it settles in the grooves. Isn't that so pretty? Time out, girls. Defensiveness lessons after 40. Lessons. Oh my gosh. Doug says you have Corey and I in tears. It's all in the best spirit though. Like, how often do we ever get mad at each other? How often do I get mad at you?
Not very often.
No, it just doesn't happen.
I get more mad at you than you get more mad at me.
But
I also
you get annoyed.
It's mostly like if I had a thought in mind or a process in mind or a way I wanted to do something, and then somebody's like, "This is what you should be doing." I'm always like, "Don't tell me what to do."
It's like the internal brain shaking.
It's really rigid. It's really rigid thinking. And I was like seeing a post about this actually.
Yes.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is really a lot like me."
Yeah.
But this guy was talking, or this girl. At least the story was that this kid was like, he was like an autistic kid, and they're doing an art project. And at the beginning of the art project, right?
Yeah.
The teacher he asked, "Okay, this is a watercolor project." He's like, "Okay, can I use watercolor pencils?"
Yeah.
And the teacher said yes. Okay. It gets to the point where he's going to do the watercolor pencils, right?
Yes.
To finish his project.
Yes.
And the teacher was like, "No, you can't use those."
Oh, no.
And so the parents trying to get the kid to do finished products, and the kid's like, "I don't care. My teacher lied to me. I'm not finishing it. I don't want to do it now." Like, I was planning it. I do that. No. Especially with art projects.
No, I've noticed. So I'm like, I'll just let you do it your way. If I feel like you really have that set in your mind. It's
fine if I'm told before the process starts.
Yes.
It's like when I'm in the middle of it,
you guys,
it really is difficult.
Look at that. Trying to get it to focus. Look at how cool that is.
Ooh, let's do some glaze.
I knew you guys were going to be excited about the hammering into the leather technique and using these projects. And you need more. Which one did you want?
It doesn't matter.
Gold or aqua? Probably gold. More contrast. Let me get you some more.
Do a generous amount so I can do this buff style.
Okay. Perfect.
So I'm soaking it in here. This is the iridescent gold. Did we rename those or are those the same?
They're the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
iridescent gold.
Oh my gosh, those 3 colors. So we do have this color of leather available still. We still have stock on it. Aqua turquoise leather base with the inkwell purple antique and iridescent gold antique on top. Look at that combination. It is to die for. I'm still like that in my old age. Don't tell me what to do, and I'll do the opposite of hubby. Really pisses me off. I love it. We're all here. We're here for the personality, right?
No. It's for me. I have an issue too. Like I feel like this is a lot of women in general. Or you're like, okay, I'm gonna complain about something, right?
Yes.
I'm complaining about it.
Don't fix it for me, though.
Don't try and fix it. Don't try. I've already come up with a solution.
Yes.
I'm just complaining about this because I want to vent my feelings, or I want you to give me compassion, or make me feel validated. And then when somebody tries to explain it to you, you're like, I already know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't not know what I'm doing. If I wanted a solution, I would be asking for your advice for a solution, not venting to you.
I was just noticing how much you, and yes, I totally agree. I was noticing how well you match that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you what colors to use. Good job.
I know, I was paying attention.
What do you guys think?
Have you told I painted today? I didn't paint at all.
Look at mine are more clean than hers are.
Because
I barely did anything.
Because we did the rags today. This is why my fingers look like this.
So you can do a lot of these things with the brush, but it's really fun to use the paper towels or rags for a little bit different technique. You get a little bit softer concentration of it.
Anything else we want to go over here?
So I wanted to show just a really quick brush over, swipe on these. So because when you do one coat and let it sit, it antiques it really well. It's what I did on the one cobalt blue thing that I did, the sample. If you want to grab that, if you want to grab that coin,
it's already right here.
Yeah. No, I meant the one that I did. It's right next to the tablet. Yeah.
That's why I couldn't see it. I'm sure.
Yeah. So I wanted to show, because we didn't show with the metal, really just brushing one coat on and letting it sit. So you just do like a light coat and then let it pool. And that's a really great alternative technique. If you don't want to get your fingers dirty, you can do this. It's the non-buffing technique. So I would say choose some medium or light colors for this because you're using, so I would say this one's good.
What about
this one, these two. And I have enough. So just do a cool. Yeah, that's kind of a medium color. You could do that.
Give me a second, guys, to get these.
Just put some pools. It is getting a little harder to see the projects because of our mounting pile of colors here on our mat, but
open sesame.
Oh, that's a cute way to say clear the tip for me. I like that. Okay, so one swipe. And then leave it and let it watch the magic. Actually, I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. Ainsley's third arm, so you can see a little closer what it's doing. And we need to be a little lower with those because I zoomed in.
That's why I was moving them over.
But look at that. All she did was swipe one coat on there.
Okay.
You do get your little bit of a defensive nature that you have from your daddy. So just, I haven't learned quite how to always combat that. Look at that. Woo!
I'm just dragging my brush in between. And I actually did it in the color order specifically just because I'm doing lightest to darkest.
Yeah.
Just to...
So this is just one, look at that, one swipe.
But I'm just
You can't do this with the
spreading it
paint, and you can't do this with the stain because it doesn't stick well enough with just one swipe like that. Look at that. So easy. Cindy says, I don't know, some less. I have a friend that disagrees with everything I say, even if it was what she just said a while before. Oh my goodness.
See, I'm not like that.
No.
I'm not disagreeable. It's
No.
just once I have my mindset.
Yeah, for sure. That would be rough.
Some people just like to play devil's advocate always. It's not my favorite thing.
No.
There's a time and a place, though.
Yeah, for sure. And we like to have fun with each other on the lives, too.
Yeah.
Little poking and prodding, right?
You mean you like to do the poking and prodding?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. If you're sitting over here, you might get a little bored and want to do the same thing. What do you think?
I probably wouldn't do it.
No, never. Perfect angel. The simulated halo. Woo!
If it was Korean, I might.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. For sure. Any other question you guys have? Nah, Peggy, I just give the look. I think you guys are all like our kindred sisters here with having fun.
It's extra messy today. We're going to have so much fun cleaning.
Yeah. We are actually kind of neatniks after we get done with a live and put every single thing away in the studio. So this is going to be, I think, more it's just like
no,
the
it's
mat
really
is
not
messier.
that. It's not that bad. It's just mostly all the excess pieces.
Okay, wait. Take your camera and pan what this looks like right now. Oh, I meant you could take it off and zoom out a little bit. But yeah, that's cool. Ooh, you could be a boom camera operator. Look at how smooth that is. We didn't get to do all these pieces, but we will. My husband says your life would be so much easier if you just do what I tell you. Oh my goodness, that would be some words. If my husband said that to me, I might say that to him though, right? Yeah, that's more likely to happen.
Yeah.
And I would say like 80% of the time he'll listen, right?
Yeah.
And just do what I tell him to. Yeah, 80. And then 20% I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to just do what I asked you to do? That 20% of the time. Oh my goodness. Lisa wants a demo on the wood pop-outs. Okay, yeah, we could do that in a future one. And we don't have any here today at the studio. Otherwise, we would for sure do that. We'll be showing more materials and lots of fun things in the coming
Go
weeks.
full screen here.
Yeah. I can kind of scooch on.
Yay, we did it. You'll get your paint soon.
Whew, you guys, okay. In all honesty, I was kind of freaking out this morning because the package didn't come here and I only had a certain amount of colors that I had to work with. So I was like, how can we show everything that they can do with a limited amount of colors? But I think we've given you kind of a primer on how they worked today. And hopefully you get a good idea and knowing that there's a color class coming next week. What do you guys think? Do I look a little flushed today? Is it just from being under the lights?
No, you just have a different skin tone.
I think so.
You have a different skin tone.
Because I have pink.
You have
right?
pink
undertones.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the antique? I know I'm excited to do more with it.
I think they are.
Yes. Yay! We will be even more organized with future stuff that we're doing, future events, and I'm excited to do the color class next week. That will be fun.
And I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Any other requests for materials, pop it in the comments because I don't have my full set of things for the color class next week yet. But we'll be only demonstrating with antique. That will be the only formulation that we're doing, and it'll be me. So I'll have probably like Wendy or Corian in the comments helping with that next week. So if you have anything you want demonstrated on, Lisa already put her request in for wood, so we'll make sure that we put that in there. But let me know what you want to see. So, yes, I agree, Peggy. Stupid post office. It's not our Eagle one here. It's somewhere in between because Doug and I were sitting there and breaking down where it went wrong, and he said it's somewhere in between the transit that took the most time. Mm-hmm. So, stupid unnamed post office, right? We love them though because they make our job easier with getting all the hundreds and thousands of packages out. So we just like to kid with them a little bit when it's a little late. But all right, thanks everybody today, and I will be seeing you guys live next week on Monday with a color class going deeper into some of these techniques. And hopefully by then we have the single colors available. So we'll see y'all then.
Yep. Bye.